Yeah. My God, the boy is back. We in the building. Purple and gold skies. Welcome, boys and girls. Welcome back to Laker Land. I'm in the damn building this morning. Y'all already know how I'm coming, so buckle up, smash that like button as we about to get this thing out to the community. And I promise you, I will not be all day. I got about 15 minutes to kind of chop some things up. I really didn't want to do this pre-recorded because there was so many different topics. So like I said, let me go ahead and hit this thing live, talk to the people real quick. I will come back, spin the block later this evening when I hit back into the city, and we'll talk more in detail about what's going on. But the GOAT, LeBron James, has made some Olympic history. We definitely got to talk about that. Let's start this thing off with LeBron James in this breaking news. So, for the first time in Olympic history, we have an NBA, well, a men's national basketball player as being the flag bearer. LeBron James was announced as Team USA flag bearer for the 2024 Olympics. Like I said, this is the first time a basketball player has ever bared this honor. We'll get to see the ceremony going down Friday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern on NBC and on Peacock, man. Shout out, first of all, to GOAT James for this accomplishment. Drop a bomb for LeBron. Let's start there. That's right. That's right. But man, LBJ continuing to kill shit, no doubt about that. I'm still concerned though, and not that I didn't want LeBron to play in the Olympics. This might be his last go hurrah. He said that he wouldn't be in the next Olympics if it came around or when it came around. So I totally get LeBron wanting to play. I'm just concerned about the productivity that LeBron is given in Paris, or what he's going to give in Paris, because him and AD has been going at it full throttle. We just watched in real time LeBron hit the game winner, for Team USA over the weekend. And he's not getting any younger. AD the same is not getting any younger. I'm really concerned as a Laker fan on how gassed these guys are going to be for our team once the season starts, So it's just like I'm watching LeBron still playing out of body, still looking like definitely one of the best players in the league. He's definitely one of the best players in the world. Y'all been disrespecting him, but he still is a human being, and it definitely concerns me about how hard him and AD goes in the Olympics, how much they're going to be needed. Because you would think that guys like LeBron at this stage, Team USA would have him on like some Larry Bird type of shit. Remember Larry Bird with the Dream Team back in '92, where Larry Bird pretty much sat on the bench because of his back, but LeBron seems to, of course he has impact, but he seems to still be needed on a basketball court. They may have lost that game if it wasn't for LeBron. So I am going to be watching Steve Kerr and seeing what he does with AD and LeBron as far as the minutes that he puts on those guys in Paris, because, the more those guys go hard in Paris, I promise you, the worse it's going to be for us here in Lakerland. We watched it happen last year in a smaller sample size when it came to Austin Reeves. Y'all remember Austin Reeves played in the FIBA Cup, and he started off real slow at the beginning of the year. So I'm praying and I'm hoping that the same doesn't really go for LeBron and AD. But nevertheless, history is officially being made. LeBron James is going to be the flag bearer for Team USA. Again, this is the first time we've ever had this happen, and represented by a U.S. men's national basketball player. So pretty interesting. Got the big homie Diesel in the building. Diesel, salute to you. Diesel says we shouldn't be in the dogfight with South Sudan. Cut the damn cap 7. I'm not capping at all. You're absolutely right. It shouldn't take LeBron James to hit that game winner for you to beat them. That's my whole point. If it takes that, and that means that LeBron is definitely going to have to put some minutes in Paris. He's not going to have the opportunity to sit like the Dream Team did Larry Bird. That concerns me. I want LeBron and AD honestly playing as less as possible. over the summer. As Laker fans, you really going to need the availability and the stability from both LeBron James and Anthony Davis, because at the end of the day, as far as our roster go, and we're going to get into that in a second, it's just not looking good. So, I just wanted to congratulate LeBron James real quick um, on this monumental feat once again doing his thing. Diesel said, I'm giving LeBron heroic mentions. Why is LeBron not the GOAT of this? Let's get into this conversation, Diesel, before we move on here in Lakerland. I got to talk to the bosses about Diesel because the disrespect will not be tolerated. Is LeBron not the GOAT, Diesel? Talk to me. Let's switch gears real quick, Lakerland. I want to talk about Rui Hachimura real quick. What are y'all thoughts on Rui? Because he showed off last night. He did his thing. What was his stat line for Japan? Give me 1 second. I thought I had it. He did his thing. Yeah, 28 points, 4 rebounds, 5 of 8 from the 3-point line. Rui definitely seems like he's ready for the Olympics. And I'll admit, these last 3 years, we have watched Rui Hachimura get better and better each year. I'm not definitely saying that he has decreased his value, but there is still something about Rui Hachimura that I do not like and I am not sold on. I promise you. And I really haven't put my finger on it. And going into last year, he would have been one of those guys that I felt like you cannot trade. Him, Austin, and even D'Lo at the time, I felt like those were guys that you really need to build around, when you have LeBron and AD. But now when you witness guys doing so much great things in the regular season, but then when you have high expectations with the Lakers, they'll actually be competitive in the playoffs. And then when you see these guys come up so short when it matters the most, it really takes me for a loop, man. And I have really been disappointed with the contrast of performance in the regular season to the playoffs when we talk about guys like Rui, when we talk about guys like D'Angelo Russell on both ends of the basketball court in totality. I'm not trying to say that Rui stinks it up offensively in the playoffs, but he definitely had mismatch having to guard Nikola Jokic. I really don't want to blame that on him so much, but just the bottom line is the bottom line. And I feel like Rui, to a fault, he has some value here, but I deep down in my heart, Lakerland, I feel like Rui is one of those guys that can ultimately be more of an asset. I mean, more than of a liability than an asset, and I'm just wondering what his true position, what his true place is with this Lakers and what his ceiling is going to be with this team. I watched last summer in the offseason. He worked one-on-one with LeBron James all summer. I just knew Rui was going to come out balling after, in the beginning of the regular season, having that that extensive workout with LeBron James. And then when you watch the Lakers play this year, I'm going to keep it real. I mean, some of you guys may disagree, but Rui played better when LeBron James' ass wasn't on the basketball court. Rui played much better without LeBron. And that was just so ass backwards to me, just for the simple fact of those guys working so intensively in the offseason together. I thought that, it would have been a more valuable piece for LeBron, but, not taking away anything from Rui's individual game. He's expendable to me. If there's a star that the Lakers could possibly get in trades, he can go. I'm sorry. Y'all might want to keep Rui. To me, he can go. Diesel said, I thought LeBron made his teammates better. I mean, when you look at the totality of this 20 years, Diesel, is that not a fact? LeBron has helped make champions and players and in coaches. Look what happened to guys when LeBron is not involved. Look what happened to coaches when LeBron is not involved. I mean, we got to look at it from both ends of the spectrum. Are we saying what are we saying about Rui if LeBron is not involved? I'm not saying Rui's an all-star. I'm just saying the productivity that we saw on the basketball court last year, he did better without LeBron than with LeBron. Am I blaming LeBron for that? No. Without LeBron, you don't even get to the playoffs. So there's still room for improvement with a lot of these guys, Rui Hachimura included. But he's not one of the untouchables, in my opinion, this season for the Lakers. If you can find something better, even at a different position, even if you got to sacrifice because they need some rim protection. Get Anthony Davis at his true position. Get LeBron at his true position. If we have to sacrifice Rui for it, I'm good with that because I'm not sold on Rui in the playoffs. I believe he can definitely knock down some shots when we need it. But there's some other people in the league that I believe can do the same thing. I don't know where Rui Hart is. I need Rui to show toughness. There were times LeBron was talking to him like a little kid. I watched it in real time. So I don't know, Laker Land, what y'all think about Rui Hachimura. I think he's a good player. I think over these last few years, his game has gotten a little better. I still don't think he got a bag. I still don't think Rui got a bag. Hopefully he can work on some of these moves and his footwork. Hopefully over the summer, him being in the Olympics, he'll definitely improve. But, he to me just expendable at this point, Lakerland. And then we have JJ Redick, who just went on record saying that the Lakers are focused in on getting what was the term that he used? I want to be specific on the term that JJ Redick had used when we talk about their next move. I can't find it, but it was in regards to getting a big man. A bruising center is the term that JJ Redick says. He says that the Lakers are looking to add a big bruising center to the roster. There were reports, I don't know because they didn't give details, Lakerland. There are reports that Valanciunas, who I think went to the Washington Wizards, did he go to the Wizards? There's reports that he could still end up with the Lakers. I don't know when and I don't know how, but I've seen other platforms report that. But if we take him out of the equation, you kind of got to look at what's left out there when we talk about big bruising big men. Who's available? I don't know many of those guys in the league. First thing comes to mind is Dwight Howard, Boogie Cousins, who's over there. Those guys playing in Taiwan. Both have history with the Lakers, some good, some bad. But my thing about that, ultimately, if Rob Pelinka and these guys go get one of those two, you could have been did that. You could have been got Dwight. You could have been got Boogie. That would have been way. Dwight was willing to come to the Lakers on a minimum just to have to go up, just to play Denver in the first round last season. So if you're going to get Dwight Howard now, I'm going to be a little bit upset because you could have made this move last year, which could have potentially helped us. So I don't know. It is a new day. JJ Redick is now behind the realm. It's not Darvin Ham. So we have to give JJ Redick an opportunity to do what he do. But I don't know any quote unquote bruising big men out there now that's available. That's going to be able to be a true center to allow Anthony Davis to go back to his true position, the power forward. That will allow LeBron to go back down to the three. I'm not really sure who's out there, who's available. Lakerland, y'all going to have to do your homework along with me. I think what Steven Adams, he went to Houston, the Rockets. If I'm not mistaken, it's just I don't know who's out there, that can play that true position and be this quote unquote bruiser. Because it sounds like to me, JJ Redick isn't looking for somebody to be offensively productive. He's just looking for someone to clog the paint, be a presence. And I agree with that. I think, LeBron, AD, and whoever, they can score, might not can shoot, but the Lakers can definitely score. So we'll see how that plays out with JJ Redick getting a bruising big man on this roster. I definitely think that it's going to be needed sooner than later. What do y'all think, Lakerland, as far as the Summer League? When we evaluate the Lakers Summer League, G League in Vegas, Bronny James, Dalton connecting the crew, a report card grade from me, Lakerland. I'm giving the Lakers Summer League performance. I'm giving them a B. I am giving them a B. I'm giving them a B. I know they started off slow as a whole. I know Bronny James started off slow. Dalton Connect, for the most part, played pretty well throughout the Summer League. I've been very impressed with Blake Henson. Like, he's been a little bit of a steal. I'm glad the Lakers were able to sign him. You know what I mean? He's definitely been a perimeter uh, scorer for the Lakers in the Summer League. He's a high volume shooter. I don't know if they can keep him in line with the amount of shots that he takes, but he can knock down some baskets. I've been impressed with him. Uh, what's his name? Maxwell Lewis. I've been impressed with Maxwell Lewis. I've been impressed with Colin Castleton. I don't think that Castleton still is big enough. I think his game has gotten better, but I still don't think that he's big enough to really be on the floor. I'm definitely impressed with Bronny James. Not so much production, because Bronny had a couple stinkers. He's gotten better, which I expect. I'm just impressed with his composure. I've been impressed with his patience. I've been impressed with Bronny not forcing it. I've been impressed with Bronny James' IQ through the Summer League. His decision making, he's not forcing shots. He's finding guys open, and he's getting involved on both ends of the basketball court. From the first game, he has gotten involved defensively. So I've definitely been impressed with a couple of things with Bronny. Still more need to be done. Dalton Connect, ultimately, to me, has been my biggest I don't want to say surprise, but I've been impressed the most with Dalton in the Summer League. He hasn't been the only one putting in work, but he does seem to me to be the one that you can expect to see early on in real time, getting real minutes, being a real factor in the Lakers, whether they win or lose. I think his game, his skill set, we already knew going into Summer League that his skill set warrants him getting minutes, depending on what JJ Redick cooks up. And even though they are not facing the elite competition in the G League, I do feel like Dalton had played very well in these 4 games, and I expect to see him definitely getting some real-time minutes sooner than later. So, I was impressed with the resilience of the Lakers. I was impressed with the young guys, Bronny and Dalton Connect. The moment didn't seem too bright for them. They had their little low spots, and then they were able to raise the bar, and they were able to get wins from it. If I'm not mistaken, the Lakers, what they won their last 2 or last 3 in a row before this thing wrapped up. So, I love the chemistry, the camaraderie. You see these guys on the sidelines, on the bench, they're gelling. Everybody's not going to be happy. Ultimately, some of these guys are going to get cut. But from what I saw, I was pretty impressed with the Lakers G League experience. Those guys definitely got some promising talent, whether it's with the Lakers or not. I definitely expect to see a couple of those guys in the league. MVP for the Summer League for the Lakers, even though I expect to see Dalton Connect, do more in the regular season for the Lakers, I would have to give it to Blake. I think Blake Henson was probably the MVP for the Lakers in the G League. Like I said, he seems to be a high volume shooter, but he was getting it in. So, shout out to him. Shout out to the Lakers. And yeah, it was just a pretty decent weekend. And, GOAT James right now is continuing to apply pressure on the game of basketball. And like I said, he just made history. We'll get to see the ceremony. Y'all let me know what y'all think about LeBron James making it happen for Team USA. Definitely congratulations to him. Shout out to you guys in Lakerland. I'm Seven Mitchell, about to sign off and get breakfast started. Make sure y'all do us a huge favor before we get up out of here. Smash that like button so we can get the stream out to the community this morning. I'll be back at you guys later on this evening when I get back. Also, just a quick reminder, do become a member of our YouTube channel. We got exclusive members only content for you guys, as well as discounted merchandise. We got some prizes and giveaways coming up down the pipeline for all of you Lakers supporters. So we definitely thank you guys. And also check out our playback room at Lakerland. That's playback.tv/Lakerland. We do all of our Laker watch parties. We're going to have a whole bunch of reaction content, as well as other watch parties and things like that going down on our playback channel. So make sure y'all show some support. Like I said, the merchandise store is up and running. We got shirts, we got hats, mugs, hoodies, sweatpants available. Go check out the store. It is on the channel. Seven Mitchell, man, this is Lakerland. About to get up out of here. Like I said, get breakfast started. I'll catch up with you guys later on today. That is a promise. But I just had to holler about my guy, Goat James, breaking history, making history for Team USA, becoming the first men's national basketball player to have the honor of being the Team USA flag bearer. It's going down. Shout out to Goat James. Shout out to Lakerland. I'm Seven Mitchell, and I am signing off. Y'all stay safe. Peace.